ਕਿਤੇ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਨਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ ਦਿਲ ਡਰਦਾ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਏ, ਪਰ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਣੇ ਨੂੰ ਦਿਲ ਮਰਦਾ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਏ। ਕਿਤੇ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਨਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ ਦਿਲ ਡਰਦਾ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਏ, ਪਰ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਣੇ ਨੂੰ ਦਿਲ ਮਰਦਾ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਏ। ਜੇ ਦਿਸੇ ਨਾ ਮੁਖੜਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਔਖੀ ਰਾਤ ਲੰਘਾਉਣੀ ਨੀ, तेरे दर्शन बड़े जरूरी नहीं ते फिर नींद ना आनी नहीं। तेरे दर्शन बड़े जरूरी नहीं ते फिर नींद ना आनी नहीं।
ਉਹ ਕੁੜੀ ਕਰਕੇ ਇੰਨਾ ਚੇਂਜ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਦਮ ਹੈ।
ਉਹ ਦਮ ਤਾਂ ਹੈ। ਆ ਅੰਕਲ ਕੌਣ ਹੈ ਯਾਰ?
ਉਹ ਅੰਕਲ ਨੂੰ ਛੱਡ ਉਧਰ ਵੇਖ।
जद सामने आ जावे कुछ कह भी सकदा नहीं, पर तैथों वक हो के हुण रह भी सकदा नहीं। जद सामने आ जावे कुछ कह भी सकदा नहीं, पर तैथों वक हो के हुण रह भी सकदा नहीं। दुनिया तो दूर ले जाके तैनूं गल समझाउणी नहीं। तेरे दर्शन बड़े जरूरी नहीं तो फिर नींद न आनी नहीं। तो फिर नींद न आनी नहीं।
Why don't you talk to him? Why should I talk to him?
ਜਾ ਜਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਭਦੀ ਆ, ਅੱਜ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਲਈ ਜਾ।
मेरे दिल दी धरती ते सावन बन के आ जा, जन्मां तू प्यासा बदली बन के चा जा। मेरे दिल दी धरती ते सावन बन के आ जा, जन्मां तो प्यासा बदली बन के चा जा। तेरे नैन समुंदरों डूंगे विच तारी लाउणी नी। तेरे दर्शन बड़े जरूरी नहीं ते फिर नींद न आनी नी। तेरे दर्शन बड़े जरूरी नहीं ते फिर नींद न आनी नी। तेरे दर्शन बड़े जरूरी नहीं ते फिर नींद न आनी नी। तेरे दर्शन बड़े जरूरी।
जैसा मीर तू फासल फादे जाड़ जाड़ नीले नैना दे नाल नाल मुंडा खेल पटारी पाया। तू फासल फादे जाड़ जाड़ नीले नैना दे नाल नाल मुंडा खेल पटारी पाया। ना अख लगे ना भुख लगे ना चंद्रे दी हुण सुख लगे तू लोग के हो जिया।
Let's get started. Can you please turn on the camera, everyone?
तू फासल फादे जाड़।
Hey guys, how's everyone?
Yeah, doing good. How are you, Mukesh?
Hey, good man, good. Hello Akash. हाँ Akash, मस्त लग रहा है.
Hello Sam, how are you doing?
Looking good, looking good. Hey, good morning Akash. How are you?
बाल उड़ रहे थे बार बार.
Confused here, man. I keep getting confused with Mohanty and Verma. So,
Good evening, sir.
good evening, Manish. How are you, man?
I'm fine, sir. And you?
See, when you smile, you look good. All right, remember this.
Thank you, sir.
I think it's by default for us to understand humans look beautiful when they smile. So I think you should have it on your face most of the time, right?
Yes.
You look also good, sir, when you smile.
I look. Thanks, man. See, I like the compliment. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think I've learned to accept that this is gonna be there for another week, so I'm not gonna worry about it. So I'm gonna accept it the way it is. All right. Hello, Mayank. Thanks for turning on your camera today.
Yesterday I'm not available.
You weren't there yesterday. You were there. You were not turning on your camera.
No, sir. I have already mentioned about the situation to Philip, and he said it be recording later.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Okay. What about Chaitanya? What about Purnima? What's up with you guys?
Hi, sir.
Sir, fine. But
Great.
today I am on the way, so I cannot
Okay.
go to video call.
Okay.
And
No
last
problem.
last 2 days, I don't know why it should not log in this link. Show login enable, login 11. Then I cannot attend to this class.
Oh, damn. You should have informed Philip, or you should have just called somebody from the team.
Yes,
You
sir,
got to
I
arrange
have
it.
informed, but Philip cannot reply me.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Purnima. It's okay. Next time, I think leave a message on the group. These boys will be able to pick one of us. All right? Sounds good?
Okay, sir, thank you.
Okay, no problem. All right. Did I forget to address anyone in the session? Not yet. I think all is well. So let's get started, guys. Yes, Chaitanya, you have something to say? Okay, so this is the episode 3. Let's get started. We're going to be learning about improving our conversation. All right. So the first 2 sessions are done. This is going to be quite interesting because I think one of the things that we significantly miss out wrong whenever we speak to people is that we don't get these little things right. All right. You want to improve your conversation. You want to have a great talk with somebody. You do these little things, whatever we're going to learn in this session, do it right, you're good to go. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mukesh.
All right, that's good. Everybody's like, yeah, yes, bolna hai ki nahi. All right, anyways, let's get started. Cool. So I'm going to play the PPT on your screen. One of you guys, please confirm if you can see it. I think you should be able to see it now. Is it there?
It is perfectly visual, sir. Please continue.
Question for everyone in the session over here. What do you remember from the last 2 sessions and what all have you learned? Let's discuss that. Come on.
How to communicate by calling, sir. How to communicate by video call. Till last sessions, I think.
Okay,
How to
correct.
respond to the call, how to respond to the call.
Okay, great.
Types of communication, how to deal with that, and how to share ideas or messages.
First of all,
that's
greet.
That's the definition. Okay, yes, Maya.
Greet people.
Got to greet people when you pick up the phone call. Great, yeah.
Yes.
All right, some basic things we have looked at. Good job. Let's move forward now. Look, what we're going to be learning today is how to improve the quality of your conversation. The 3 key points we'll be looking at and 3 sub points that's just for, it's like a tip for you guys to work on. First thing is obviously whenever you're sitting with someone, whenever you're having a conversation on the phone, if it could be a video call, it could be a face-to-face meetup. Asking questions and showing interest is the key, guys. I mean, think about it. Find any person in your life you might have met new and you had a great conversation with them. Didn't you ask them questions? Didn't the conversation move forward only when you asked them good questions? Yes or no?
Yes.
It's content. So always make sure you show interest by asking good questions with the people. Now, that doesn't mean you behave like an interrogator and ask them questions like an interrogation. That is, I think that's crossing the line, all right? So you got to be within the line, you got to be able to ask good questions. That way you're showing interest and the quality of your conversation eventually, improves. The next thing is something known as the paraphrasing, all right? Paraphrasing is a technique that helps you to avoid miscommunication no matter what, all right? So paraphrasing in very simple sense, I'll be explaining this in details, guys. Paraphrasing in very simple sense is basically telling whatever the person told you back to them in a hope that the person realizes you have heard everything right. So in case if you didn't get or if you didn't understand something, that person will be able to correct you. That's what paraphrasing stands for. And finally, agree heartedly and disagree lightly. Look, whenever you're agreeing with somebody, whenever you have some points to agree on, it's easy because we are going parallel with the thoughts of the other person. It's only when you disagree with the person is when the seriousness starts, right? When you disagree with the person, you got to keep it light because you disagree with the person in a very rude or in a very in a very hearted way, it can backfire on you. Right? So these are the three key things we'll be looking at in today's session, and three other tips, guys. We will start with that. The first thing is going to be, whenever you're having a conversation, use people's names periodically. It's a great way of of adding value whenever you're having a conversation with someone. You call people's names periodically in the conversation. That's really good. It adds the human touch. So don't forget to do this. You're having a conversation with your friend. You're having a conversation with your colleague. Make sure my voice is echoing. One second. Right, I'm going to put everyone on mute. Great. So, whenever you call people's names periodically in a conversation, that tends to add value, and that creates the human touch, and that eventually improves the quality of your conversation. The next thing is never interrupt anyone whenever they are speaking. This is the worst thing you can do to anybody possible. Right? You're having a conversation with someone, never, ever interrupt. It says a couple of things about you. First thing, it says that you're not interested to listen. Second thing, it shows that you're least bothered about what they're trying to say. Right? You're not trying to take values from whatever they're trying to add. And third thing, it's bloody disrespectful whenever you speak like that. Right? Whenever you interrupt somebody. I remember this happened last year. We had this reunion, me and a couple of our friends. And we were all, we all met after a very long time. We had a friend bought his fiancée with him, all right? Very sweet person. The first day we were like, a sweet person, we were all having a great conversation. She had this one problem. She would interrupt us every conversation. Anything we have to say, she'll interrupt us. She'll have something to add. Or she will have something to, tell us. Now, in the first 2 days, we found it very cute. We were like, it's okay, this is fine, the first time. And after the third or fourth day, we started getting very annoying. It started getting very, very annoying. We were like, dude, Meri Ma, hame bolne to de. Like, let us just finish whatever we were trying to say. Don't interrupt everything. When you interrupt people, see, one thing is, whenever someone's speaking to you, they maintain a rhythm. Yes? And when you interrupt them, you break that rhythm of the person. It's very difficult for them to get back on and maintain the same rhythm again. So never ever interrupt people whenever they're having a conversation.
Yes.
Next thing is using body language cues. For example, it could be as simple as nodding your head, right? Or leaning forward when you listen to people. All these body language cues sets the right tone and gives the part that you're actually interested in the conversation and you want to be involved with the person. That is what it says. That is what it means. Make sense?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right. So that is what we're going to be looking at in today's session, guys. Are we cool? Let's get started.
Yes, Mukesh.
Yes, sir. Move ahead.
Yes.
What is it, Akash? All good?
Yes, sir. Everything is good, sir. Move ahead.
Okay, let's continue, man. Yeah, so the first point is asking questions and showing interest. Look, here is something for us to understand. Whenever you ask something, the first thing you do is you pause and listen to them. Right? You asked a question, you asked a doubt, you ask something, you got to listen to the answer, right? So now, once you start listening to the responses, let's just say you don't understand something or something went above your head. What do? You do the most human thing possible. You ask or clarify the doubts, or you ask or clarify the details. You didn't understand something, you got to ask. Right? You want to be a great communicator. The first thing you do, guys, this is the key, all right? You want to be a great communicator in your life. The first thing you do is you accept you are learning, which means you got to keep your ego back at home, right? Whenever you go listen to someone, and if you have this ego, oh, if I ask him, I'm going to look like an idiot, then you are the problem. Right? So you want to learn something, you want to clarify something, you want to get your doubts cleared, you got to keep your ego of, that person you are back at home. You're a learner and you're there to learn. Right? So ask questions. You didn't understand something. Hey, Mukesh, I didn't understand this line. Could you please explain it one more time? Yes, please. Right?
Yes, sir.
I understand. I think part of it is our education system. I think our teachers always told us that dialogue. Kids, don't worry. If you didn't understand something, ask me 100 times. I will explain it to you 100 times. You ask them twice, they lose their head, right? They lose their mind. They go like, don't, how can you not understand? But trust me, guys, it should never be their part of your life. All right, you don't understand something, always be ready to clarify your doubts. All right. Next thing, you want to make someone feel valued whenever you're having a conversation with them. You ask for their opinion. Now, generally, so you don't go around asking people for opinions. Aapka opinion batao, aapka opinion batao. You don't do that, right? Obviously. So when you ask for somebody's opinion, that means you're giving them a place where you value their opinion, you value their thoughts. Correct?
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Right? So ask for people's opinions if you have to. What do you think about this? What is your opinion on this? What is your view on this one? So when you ask this, you're basically putting yourself in a place where you're trying to tell them, hey, listen, whatever your values are, whatever your thoughts are, I respect that and I want to hear that. Right? And the last one is ask a follow-up if needed. Again, once you ask for a doubt, if you still don't understand it, don't think you're dumb, guys. It's okay. It's okay. I have been in places when people have explained something 5 to 6 times, still I'm not being able to understand. And the only way you ever learn something is simply by asking them, hey, listen, I don't understand this. Could you please explain it one more time? Right? So make sure you ask a follow-up, even at the end, even if you don't understand something. This is very important. You do these 4 steps that I just discussed, you clearly set a point in somebody's mind that you're interested in the conversation with them, and you're going to ask good questions with them. Make sense?
Yes.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Gonna revise this again. What is that one thing you should leave behind in your house when you want to learn something new?
Ego.
Ego.
Everybody got that clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. Great. So yes, that's the first thing to keep in our mind, guys. Ask questions and show interest. Any questions, any doubts, please feel free and shamelessly ask.
No doubt.
Pratap, you are traveling around the universe, man. You need to stop this. He was first in the jungle, now he's going to the other part. You're coming back to your room. What is this? Alright, let's move forward now. The next thing is the paraphrasing, and I want everyone to be very careful and listen to this carefully. Alright? You want to avoid miscommunication in your life. You want to avoid being a fool in your life. You should learn to paraphrase something, guys. Paraphrasing in the most simplest sense, like I told you earlier, is basically if someone gives you instructions, right? Before you execute that, you tell the instructions back to them. So what happens that time? If whatever you have heard is correct, that person will be like, yes, that is what I told, go ahead. And if something you have heard is wrong, and if you recite something wrong, that person will be able to correct you. Do you think that way miscommunication will be avoided?
Yes, sir.
100%, right? 100%. I'll give you an example. This happened with me itself. So, a couple of months back, I had to meet some person to take that person's a businessman, all right? So I had a couple of questions with me and all that. So it was like an interview for me and him. So he sends me his location, all right, his office location on my WhatsApp. Now I had done part of my research about him and his business and all that. And the office location on his website seemed a bit different. All right, it's like he sent me the location to Delhi, and the office location on the website was Mumbai. So I kind of felt like something is wrong, and I was like, maybe, the office location in the website has not been updated. So what am I doing over here? I'm assuming, correct? I assumed that, his office location in the website was wrong. And since he sent it to me on WhatsApp, I was like, okay, he sent me the location, good to go. I go to the office. Meeting is at 5 o'clock, and I reach at 4:45, all right, on time. So I go to the reception, I go to the security guard and I tell him, sir, #12123. Where is this office? And that person goes like, Janab, ऐसे तो कोई office है ही नहीं, ऐसे तो कोई number ही नहीं है इधर, और sir ये residential apartment से इधर office नहीं है sir किसी का. I was like, excuse me, sir, check करो ढंग से sir, ये इधर का address दिया है. He opens, he's like, क्या sir, ये तो दूसरे जगह का है, इधर क्यों आए? And then he saw the person's name. अरे sir, इनका घर है इधर, office उधर है. I was like, come on man, how did this happen? And I called that man. I'm like, sir, I think you sent me the wrong location. He said, oh my God, I'm so sorry, man. I think I got it wrong. I don't know how I sent you the house location. Take my new location. Tell me how I could have avoided this nonsense. how I could have avoided this.
Sir, if you contacted him earlier and paraphrased all these in chatting and messages, so you can avoid that.
Isn't it? All I had to do is when I realized the address was wrong. Akash, you want to say something? Go for it.
Yes.
No,
Bye.
same.
Okay, Monty, what do you want to say?
I was saying same. With a call or a chat, we can avoid it.
Correct. When I got the location and when I had a doubt, I should have simply told it back to him. Correct? That's it. I should have simply asked it. I should have simply informed it, and he would have told, "Oh, I'm sorry, I sent you the wrong location. Take the new location." Correct? Now that part is known as paraphrasing.
But sir, sometimes
I'll give
number
you
is
a-
not working.
What do you say, Akash?
But sometimes number is not working, sir.
Peace. Okay, Akash, that is an hypothetical situation, right?
Okay.
Right. Now that can happen. That can happen. I'm not saying it won't happen, but it's again hypothetical, right? Now imagine, I'll give you an instruction. Imagine I'm telling Akash Verma, Akash, listen, I have a function at my house tonight. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go to the grocery. Listen to me very carefully, Akash. Okay? I want you to go to the grocery. I have given a list of grocery things I need. I want you to go there, tally all the things that they have made, matches with the list I have made. Once the list is fine, I want you to bring the grocery back home to my house, put it in the kitchen, lock my house, and give me the keys. Now, this is the step. Can you repeat the step again?
First of all, grocery list, right? We just
Come again?
read. We just need to read just all grocery list and go to grocery shop and purchase something and bring it from home, bring it to home, and open your home and put it into your house.
That's it? Okay. See, now what happened is he paraphrased it back to me. He's like, Mukesh, this is the instruction. And I'm going to be like, okay, Akash, you got almost everything right. But the last step, I want you to keep it in the kitchen and lock my house and give me the keys. This was the last step. All right. So now, if Akash shouldn't have paraphrased it back to me, what would have happened? He would have gone, kept the things at home, and he would have left. Right. The last part would have missed. So this is just a very silly example, guys. But I hope you got what I'm trying to say. Right. So paraphrasing will help you to avoid any kind of miscommunication and any kind of operational blunder which you might eventually make if you don't paraphrase it back to the person. Correct? That is something for us to keep in our mind, guys. That is something for us to always keep in our mind. Paraphrase it as much as possible. And how do we paraphrase? What are the sentence starters you can use while you paraphrase? You can be like, so I gave you the instructions. I gave you 5 steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. So I can be like, what I'm hearing is you want me to go to the grocery. You want me to check the list, blah, 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 blah. Or I could be like, so you mean to say I'm supposed to go to the grocery right now, check if all the things are there in the list, etc., etc. Or you can be like, so are you saying I should go to the grocery now? I should do this, bring you the list like that. Or is this what you meant? That I'm supposed to go to the grocery, I'm supposed to check if the things, you got my point? Now that's how you can use these sentence starters to paraphrase whenever possible. Now, a couple of you guys would become analysts in the future. A couple of you guys want to become finance advisors in the future. Guys, you are handling people's data. You people are handling people's money, right? Miscommunication and operational blunder cannot be a part of your job, right? It cannot be part of your job. You gotta be able to paraphrase it. You gotta be able to learn to paraphrase to be on the safer side. Correct?
Yes.
Imagine somebody gives you an instruction. You paraphrase it, and that person says, "Yes, that is correct." Even after that, if there's a blunder, then that's not your fault. Then that's that person's fault. That person should have found out when you told him the instruction. Are you guys getting the point?
Yes, Mukesh.
Yes.
Correct. So that's something for us to get from from this particular point, guys, from paraphrasing. Always keep this in your mind. All right. Now, the last one, we're looking at agreeing heartedly and disagreeing softly or disagreeing lightly. Look, here's what I told you in the beginning as well. Whenever you're having a conversation with someone, whenever you are having a conversation with anyone for that matter, agreeing with somebody is super easy, guys. You're going parallel with whatever, you are, you're going parallel with that person's views or thoughts whenever you're agreeing. Both of you are on the same page. Yeah, man, RCB is the best team in the world. Or you go away like, sorry guys, I'm from Bangalore. So, so you could tell something like, what example? Ferrari is the fastest car in the world. You could be always like agreeing. That person like, yeah, man, I agree. RCB is the best team in the world. Like, Ferrari is the fastest car in the world. It's easy.
No,
now the
Bugatti
problem comes. I know, man. I know Bugatti is the fastest. We're just putting down the. And is it Bugatti Chiron or is it the other car? Something else is coming.
Bugatti Veyron.
Is it Bugatti Veyron? No, it's a new car that's come up. Something with Bugatti.
No, sir. It's one of the oldest cars. Top speed 400 kilometers per hour.
440 or something, right? No, man. It's changed now.
McLaren, sir.
Venom? No, you told Venom or which one? Did someone say Hennessy's Venom?
Veron, he said.
No idea what class, sir.
Anyways,
He said
it's not
Veron.
Veron. It's Hennessy's Venom, which is the fastest in the world right now. Anyways, irrespective. So now we are all agreeing, right? We're all agreeing fastest is the Ferrari or whatever it is. Let's just say we don't agree. At that time, you got to be careful. Already at that time, you got to be careful. You can't go like, hey man, listen, shut up, man. RCB is not the best team in the world. It's MI. And you shut up, man. RCB is the best. So you can't have conversations with. You got to make sure whenever you're disagreeing softly. All right. So you got to be able to neutralize the damage. All right. So you got to be like, hey, listen, Mukesh, I agree. You believe that RCB is the best team, but I think otherwise, RCB doesn't really have a great, winning streak, or they've never even won an IPL, or they don't even have a great team lineup. And how can you call them the best team? So did you see? Even though I'm disagreeing with them, but in a very lighter way, in a very softer way, right? Now, I say that Ferrari is the fastest car in the world, and you can be like, look at the second point, guys. Okay, Mukesh, I agree you're saying that Ferrari is the fastest car in the world, but have you thought about another car known as the Hennessy's Venom? Or have you heard of Bugatti Chiron? Yeah, have you heard of these cars? These cars are built in a different way, and they can go up to 450 kilometers per hour, man. So now you're disagreeing, but very, very lightly. Once again, guys. So here we are disagreeing very lightly. Guys, come on, it's fine. Here we are disagreeing in a very light way, but you're not even trying to damage. What happens is when you disagree with people, you could create damage, guys. If you disagree with people in a very rude way, in a very aggressive way, it could create a havoc or a damage between you and the person you're trying to have a conversation with, right?
Right.
Remember this, because tomorrow when you start working, I'm not even kidding, you will find namunas, you will find samples in your workplace who will disagree with you just like that. Every they will disagree. And you can't fight around that. You got to be able to disagree lightly. Use those sentence starters. I think otherwise, or have you thought about, I believe. You say these things, you're neutralizing the damage, guys. You're neutralizing the damage. Correct?
Correct.
Makes sense?
Yes.
Yes, Mukesh.
Yes, Mukesh.
All right. So do we have any doubts with regards to these three things that we just looked at?
No.
Oh, for me.
Okay. Let's do something. Let's do a quick activity right now. Let's bring in Akash Mohanty and let's bring in Mithun into this. All right? Both of you keep your cameras on. Okay. Mithun, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Listen, Akash, you ready? Mohanty.
Yes.
So Mithun has been a senior who has been studying in Able Jobs from a long time. Okay. And Akash, it's your first day at the Able Jobs course. Okay. So you meet Mithun over here. Now what I want you to do is for the next 2 minutes, have a conversation with Mithun, where you're trying to ask him questions, where you're trying to show interest about knowing more about what happens in Able Jobs. Okay. What course have you chosen, Akash?
Financial analyst.
Mithun?
Same.
Okay, awesome. So let's just hypothetically say Mithun is your senior over here. So you're asking him doubts, and it's your first day. So you're trying to make friends with him and asking questions about the course and all that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do this. How will this conversation look like, and how is it going to go? Your objective is this one. Your only objective is this. Let me put the PPT on your screen. Is this? You're supposed to ask questions and you're supposed to show interest. If at all, whatever Mithun says you don't understand, you got to clarify and ask details. You can ask for Mithun's opinion. You can ask him opinions like, hey, Mithun, I've heard this guy called the trainer called Mukesh. Is he really good or is he like some useless trainer? So you can ask any kind of opinions or something like that. All right. So you can ask follow-ups and all that. So show me how it's going to be done. No pressure. Keep chill and have a great conversation. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
So first is directly start the conversation.
Yeah, you just met Mithun and you have to say hi to him and have a conversation with him, obviously.
Okay.
Mithun is your senior.
Hi Mithun, good evening. How are you?
Yeah, hi Akash. Good evening. I'm doing good. How are you?
I got to know about you that you are in AbleJust for past 1 year. Can you can you give me the details about AbleJust as I have joined right now?
Yeah, I have joined in the last batch, and I have to complete the course, and it's a very good course with the well trainers, and we are able to get in able to train very efficiently and with the top skills.
So, which course for which session you have chosen course?
Yeah, I have taken a course for finance.
Oh, cool. I have taken also for finance.
Yeah, that's nice.
As I have interacted earlier with the AbleJobs coordinator, that Excel has been teaching, has been doing nice and all. Is it same with you, or it's difficult? The trainers are teaching or not?
No, it's then very good because while I have joined for an AbleJobs, I really don't know about a single skill above in the Excel. Now I'm in the advanced level. I'm the best example for that. The way I came from the basic to the advanced in the Excel, and how they teach in the Excel. They are really good in the teaching. There is no worry to join the AbleJobs for you
Okay.
from my perspective.
And for finance point of view, finance teaching, finance lessons has been done precisely.
No, it's still going on, and some of the topics are already covered up, and the topics which are covered in the finance are really good, and there is no doubt for me in the topics which are already cleared, and I have to see of the incoming finance topics.
Okay, thank you. As I'm a new year, can you give me some of the details or some of the ideas to some of the ideas for
Yeah,
cooperation and all consideration?
yeah. First, I have to tell that the AppleJobs is very good for platform for you to get an to upgrade your skills from in the Excel and how to train for an interview and in the finance itself also. And you will get an well-trained trainers for each and every section. And you have to do is then just follow up all the instruction which is given by the trainers, and you have to do the homework which is given by the trainers, and you not want to miss the courses. If you miss the courses, you will be like missing some sections and some of the topics, and they are moving forward with the next coming up sections. So the best giving will be that you have to cover up all all the courses without any miss.
Okay, Mithun, thank you. It will be very helpful for me.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Akash. Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye.
I think it is actually nice, yeah, both of the things. They're very natural, I kind of felt. The only part where I wanted to stop Akash was Akash in the beginning when you were doing small talks and building rapport, he asked how you're doing and you didn't even care to answer. You directly went to the
Actually, I didn't heard. I think so. I didn't heard.
Okay, that's fine.
I was making a sentence how to ask.
Great.
And not
So if you guys notice one thing, when you ask these questions, when you like push like good questions on a person, even they feel like they feel very interested to answer you, and that's a very important thing to remember over here, guys. That is something to always keep in our mind. All right. I want to bring something up. The next one. All right. I want to bring it for paraphrasing. Let me bring it Akash Verma and Mayank for this one. All right. So Mayank, you're a customer. All right. You're a customer. And Akash, you're a restaurant owner.
Yes.
No, let's swap it. Akash looks more like a customer over here. All right, Akash, you're the customer, and Mayank, you're a restaurant owner. All right. Before we start this, can Mayank tell me how is that this example is going to relate with the paraphrasing this thing? Mayank, can you please answer this?
Sir, please repeat the question.
My question is, how is this activity, when you're bringing a customer and a restaurant owner or a hotel owner, how is this going to show paraphrasing? Can you give an idea?
Yes, sir. If I am manager, so I have to understand my customer's viewpoint and empathize with him. So he can understand the customer behavior and give feedback to our positive approach to our customer satisfaction and services provided by the hotel.
Okay, you went very deep, Mayank. You went very, very deep. All right, let's just be on the simpler end. All right. Imagine Akash is trying to order something from you. All right.
Online, sir.
How is Arif? Wait, Akash. You have time to order. Wait. All right. So imagine Akash wants to order something with you. How is paraphrasing? How is telling it back to him going to help you?
Okay.
It's going to help you by confirming whatever he has told is right. Correct.
Okay, so I have to paraphrase that sentence to Akash Verma, right?
Yeah, towards the end, once he gives you the order, once he places whatever he wants from your restaurant, obviously towards the end, if you paraphrase, what will happen? Even Akash will be like, yes, this is all I ordered, and I'm good to go, right? All right, let's do this. It's like a simple activity here. You both are like playing roles of a restaurant owner and a customer, and let's see how this goes. All right?
Okay.
Akash, you're calling Mayank's restaurant and you are ordering dinner for you and for your family. So,
hello.
How is the conversation going to look like? Yes.
Hello. You are calling to.
मैं call करूँगा.
Hello.
Hello. Who is calling?
You called me.
Akash, you're the customer. You called the hotel. Yes. He was right. Mayank was right. What are you doing, Akash? Easy, man.
Yes. It is restaurant name, sir.
Able Restaurant.
So, hello. It is
Yes.
Able Restaurant.
Yes, you are talking to hotel manager. How can I help you?
I ordered sarson da saag and makke ki roti, but sir, what is
sarson da saag and makke ki roti and
sir, please.
Akash.
What is the
Akash. It's not an issue.
No.
You're supposed to call the restaurant and order food. That's it.
Which food, sir? Or what is the main issue in me?
There's no issue.
It's just information
have to call. No, you call
to order it.
food.
you have to just place order to me.
No issue.
And I will then
Okay,
paraphrase
got
it to you.
Yes. You just order food to the. That's it. Relax. It's cool. All right.
Hello. It is Able Restaurant.
Yes, you are talking to hotel manager of Able Restaurant.
I want to order some food from me. And how can you demonstrate how many kind of food in your restaurant?
Okay, sir. Which you like continental food or South Indian food or North Indian food?
Desi food.
Desi food.
Punjabi food. Right. Do you have sarson da saag and makke ki roti?
Yes, sir. We sarson da saag and makki ki roti are available. Would you like to add some? Uh,
Lassi.
Okay, sir. We have added lassi in it, and uh, okay, would you like to add some chapatis and salad in it?
Yes. I'm. But what kind of salad do you have?
We have simple plate of salad with onion and
Onion, tomatoes,
cucumber.
and
Yes, yes,
okay.
yes. Onion, carrot, and cucumber.
So please make order.
Mhm.
5 sarson di roti.
Five
Sorry.
sarson di roti,
Sorry.
right?
Sorry, yeah. Sorry, sir. It is difficult to make, it is difficult to make food. I want to make 5 rotis and
Five rotis.
1 plate sarson da saag
1 plate sarson da saag and salad, sir.
and 1 piece of salad.
Okay. So your order is 5 sarson di roti, 1 plate salad, and makki di. Sorry, sir. What is the order?
Mayank, use the sentence starter. Use a sentence starter and then confirm his order. So use one of those starters.
Sir, okay. Sir, so Akash, you were saying you have to order 5 sarson di roti, makki da saag.
No. 5 rotis only. Sarson da
5
saag
roti.
is a kind of sabji, right?
5 roti, sarson da saag, and salad.
Yes.
Okay. So you have different payment options to pay. Would you pay cash or online payment?
Cash is better for me.
Okay, sir. We will send you the link for that. So your order. Now I'm confirming your order for
Yes.
5 rotis, sarson da saag, and salad, and you are paying cash. Okay.
Yes.
So your order will be delivered in 30 minutes to you. Please give me your address, sir.
I am currently living in Mohalla Babuji, right? Mohalla Babuji, Sayapur.
Sir, full address.
It is full address, right? It is near Basim Hospital.
Basim Hospital. Mohalla.
Babuji,
Babuji.
Sayapur.
Shahjahanpur. So, Mr. Akash Verma, your
We are
order has been
living. We
placed.
are living in same city, right? We are living in same
Yes.
city. Don't forget
Yeah, I
it.
know. Yeah, I know, but I have to confirm that.
Okay, so how many time it will take?
It will take approx 30 to 35 minutes, and your order will be delivered on or before 7:50.
I'm gonna case. Sorry, by case, right? I want to case. I don't want to go for online payment, right?
Yes, sir. Delivery boy will collect cash from you, and so anything. Would you like to add some more things in our order, sir?
No. It is okay for me.
Okay. Thank you so much, Akash.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
सर
Wait,
पूरा उल्टा
wait,
सीधा हो
wait.
गया सर हम तो मैनेजर का कस्टमर केयर सर्विस वाले बन गए
No, the point is, I think paraphrase was used twice well, all right? I think वो the pura point था इस चीज को सीखने का has been served. But Akash यार कैसे customer है भाई तू? What kind of a customer? Like I'm telling you, if I was in Mayank's place, मैं नौकरी छोड़ देता. मेरे को नहीं चाहिए ऐसी job. मेरे को करना ही नहीं है ये चीज.
Sir, many
चाहिए
restaurants don't sell sarson da saag and makki ki roti, right? It is a home food basically.
Correct. देखो अभी भी उसको problem है भगवान. Okay. Anyways. ठीक है.
Akash is totally confused in Mayank also.
Yeah, man.
I want to
They
make
both
it
are getting
more funny,
confused.
sir. I wanted to make it more funny, so that's why I choose this food.
You got it right. You did it more funny, man. No doubt, no doubt. All right, let's bring in the last one. Let's bring in Purnima has just turned on her camera. Purnima, I want to ask you a question before we continue. Unmute yourself. Do you believe in online classes or do you believe in offline classes?
Offline classes, sir.
You believe in offline classes, right? Okay. Manish, you are the one who was believing in online class, right?
I am on online, sir.
Okay, awesome. Both of them. So both of them disagree with your points. Okay, Manish will disagree that offline is good. Purnima will disagree that online is good. But you have to be respectful to each other. You have to use the second. Do you see on the right side phrases for disagreeing? Guys, do you see it? The phrases for disagreeing. Yeah, you have to use that if you want to disagree with someone. For example, if Manish says online classes are very good because you can take the classes anywhere at your convenience and all that, Purnima can't disagree, but she has to disagree well. She's like, okay, Manish, I understand, but I think otherwise that it is convenient, but a real effectiveness of a session only happens when you sit in the classroom with the teacher, something like that. And next, Purnima might disagree, saying that online classes are not good because internet is there, blah blah blah. So Manish can go like, listen, Purnima, I understand the commute, the internet issue will be there, but have you thought about the fact that in offline classes you have to travel to to the location, which is very difficult. So that's how you do it, with a very respectful way. You're supposed to disagree. Make sense?
Okay, sir.
Okay, Manish.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. I want you guys to disagree on 3 points each, not more. Let's go.
We have to talk about online classes, huh?
Yeah, you start with 1 point on why you believe online classes are good, and Purnima is going to disagree with that in a very respectful way. Let's go. Okay, start.
Hi Purnima, how are you?
Hi, Manish. Fine, Manish. You?
I am also good.
Okay.
Let us discuss about the online classes and offline classes. I think
Yeah, sure. We will discuss online classes.
Okay, completely. That online, I think that online classes is very good. We can take classes from anywhere and by Zoom meeting, and it is easily way to conduct the classes from teachers.
Yes, it is a good term and condition because you log into anytime, anywhere. But I am also frustrated from internet connection, and it is not login for on the way, not a preferred location due to network issue regarding, and it's not a front to front interaction all time that, and you cannot your puts a problem to your teachers due to resolve some issues for main points, not describe all detail in all flow charts also. So I cannot agree for this class, online classes. I cannot agree.
But sometimes I completely agree that I think that online classes, you told according to that online classes, offline is the best way to conduct the classes. We have to conduct the teachers, connect with the teachers through offline, and so many problems when we are getting so many problems when we ask the teachers anytime. So I think that when we in online activities, you can also ask the teachers, and you can and the teachers can give you the full support. And likewise, when you will saying that the internet is not very good in that area in somewhere, because now you can see in everywhere that is a good internet connection, that is 10 Mbps to 20, where sometimes it will getting problem in some city, in some rural village area. I agree your answers, but in online classes, the teachers can be connect with the Zoom, and any problems if you are facing, then you can ask with the teachers anytime. They can fully support, or you can chat sometimes very big educational OTT platforms. You can able to chat with their uh, website. That is needful for you. I think that is the best.
Yes, Manish, you say right, but I have a suggest for online class you also, because online class is not follow any type of discipline. But offline class is also follow the discipline, because every student can attend the class, and then front to front physical interaction also, and put up your question in front our teachers, and he and she will resolve this problem student at that now, and this is not disappoint for student, and every teachers due to discussed all student at that time in front to front interaction. So I was also suggest you for online class or very low flow chart in discipline, because and on online class anybody can attend class, anybody left this class at discussion point started at that now, but anybody left in this group. But offline class is not follow this rule. Offline class you will present and you will finish, then period, then finish your work, then leave it your class.
Sorry for depth and Purnima. I completely.
Okay, guys. Very healthy. I get it. Cool, cool. Good point. Good points, both of you guys. Everyone turn on your cameras. Listen, I think one of the things that was missing is I was hoping you people would use the sentence starters. But I think overall, the disagreement was very respectful. That is something even I didn't want to stop. So it was very respectful. You guys were able to disagree. Do you notice what happened, guys? Yesterday, when Manish and Mittal were having their Tom and Jerry versus how the conversation was going on between Purnima and Manish, even though the topic was same, which is I didn't change it. So I think when you keep yourself subtle, the conversation becomes more respectful. That is something for us to keep in our mind, right? Yesterday it was like a massacre that Pratap was fighting, this Manish is throwing points, and this Mittal is trying to neutralize everyone. So it was all a mess, right? So for that fact, I think when you're a bit subtle when you speak to someone, it becomes very respectful, even if you're disagreeing with someone. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. So remember this very important lesson, guys. Whenever you're disagreeing with someone, whenever you don't agree to a point someone's trying to make, keep yourself subtle and disagree lightly, guys. It just adds value to the conversation and it doesn't go in the wrong direction, right? Something for us to learn from this. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you, sir, for giving me proper guidance. Thank you, sir.
No, it's not about proper guidance. This is something for us to understand. I think I've had conversations with people who have disagreed with me. And I think you just lose interest. You just don't feel like talking to these people after that. When they start screaming at you, I'm like, okay, chill out. From tomorrow, I'll not come and meet you. That's exactly what I think. So you want to have a conversation with someone in a great, healthy way, disagree with someone respectfully. Correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So, yeah, guys, do you have any questions with today's session? Any kind of doubts?
Sorry for today, sir. I made many online orders, sir. But I wanted to make it more funny, sir. That is the main reason.
You made it funny enough, Akash. It was enough funny. It was good.
Sorry,
you did a good job.
Sorry, sir.
Right? If I have to give you scores for your customer acting, I'll give it to you. I'll give you 8 or 9 out of 10. Take it. Ashtar, right? Great. So yeah, guys, no questions, right?
No questions, sir.
Cool. तो इधर क्यों बैठे हो? जाओ उधर. हो गया आज का फिर. Anyways, guys, so tomorrow is going to be the last module. Wait, don't run away. So tomorrow is going to be the last session for, I remembered something. So a couple of years back, while I was working in one company, there was a very horrible boss, And there was this one friend of mine who was a horrible employee, who was like that backbencher. तो एक दिन वो नौकरी पे लेट आया, ठीक है? He came very late to the office. और वो कुछ तो ऐसे कुछ मस्ती करके आया, तो पूरा थका हुआ था, नींद में था वो। तो मैनेजर का दिमाग खराब, मैनेजर ने कुछ नहीं बोला, दिया एक काम किया, शाम को जाने से पहले there were 3 hours left to काम कर रहा, ठीक है? This guy goes, is like, sir, मुझे थोड़ा थकान हो रहा है, मुझे I think I'm feeling sick, can I go home? तो मैनेजर भड़क गया, मैनेजर is like, you do one thing, go home, और 2 दिन छुट्टी ले लेना, आओ मत ऑफिस, तुम जाओ घर। And this guy is like, okay sir, thank you। और ये निकल के 2 दिन आए नहीं ऑफिस। मैनेजर भड़क के मजाक में बोला था मैं। I just remembered that when I just told कि जाओ, I kind of felt like अभी सब छोड़ दोगे।
Sir, that situation was also found by me also. When I also joined the HDFC Bank in the first operation manager, as when I enters the room, my managers ask, "Are you a little bit late?" Always late. Sir, there is so much traffic. Okay, Manish, तो आप रोज ट्रैफिक जब ये कर रहे हो, आप आओ ही मत। आप आओ ही मत, अब घर में जाके सो जाओ, फिर 5-7 दिन के बाद आना मेरे ऑफिस में, फिर मैं आपको बताऊंगा।
और आप 7 दिन के बाद गए?
हाँ, वो मतलब छुट्टी दे दिया 7 दिन के लिए।
सही है। और उसके 7 दिन के बाद क्या छुट्टी के साथ रेजिग्नेशन लेटर भी दे दिया?
सर मैंने 7 दिन के बाद गया, मैंने बोला कि अब तो लेट नहीं होगा, अगर लेट होगा तो फिर मैं भेज दूंगा।
ठीक है, सेट था, सेट। Anyways, guys, so tomorrow is going to be the last session with the first module. It's going to be body. Tomorrow is Sunday. Sorry, we're going to see you on Monday, guys. Last session on body language.
Tomorrow is Saturday.
Tomorrow is Saturday, sir.
Oh, Friday.
आपको वीकेंड करना लगता है सर, इसलिए हमको छुट्टी दे
कुछ नहीं है। नो कमेंट्स, कोई कमेंट नहीं है मेरा, ठीक है? तो
सर आपकी ये चोट कब सही होगी? ऐसा क्या हो गया है कि अभी तक सही नहीं हुई?
आपको क्या लगता है? मैं क्या आपको लगता है मैं मारपीट करके आया कि कुछ हुआ रहेगा मेरी शक्ल पे?
मुझे तो पूरा मतलब वो है, बिलीव है कि आप पक्का मारपीट करके ही आए हो।
आपको मेरा शक्ल देख के लगता है कि मैं मारपीट करने लायक हूँ? आपको ऐसा लगता है?
सर इट इज लुकिंग लाइक,
अरे सर वो बेफिक्रे मूवी में मतलब बेफिक्रे वाले गाने में जो जिसको पीटता है रणबीर कपूर, उसकी शक्ल आपसे मिलती है।
तो आप बता रहे हो रणबीर कपूर ने मुझे मारा? रणबीर कपूर ने वो रणवीर सिंह था बेफिक्रे में, क्या बोल रहे हो आप?
रणवीर सिंह, सॉरी, हाँ रणवीर सिंह, राइट।
नहीं देखो, मेरे वो बेफिक्रेड है, कुछ हुआ नहीं है। मैं क्रिकेट खेल रहा था, बॉक्स क्रिकेट, और एक वो बैट ऐसे अटक गया और मेरा शक्ल जाके बैट पे लग गया।
सर इट इज लुकिंग
पूरा कट,
इट इज लुकिंग कूल सर, राइट? इट इज लुकिंग लाइक अ मलिंगास फेस क्रीम।
बोलने देता रोज लगा के बैठो आप।
तू क्या चीज है? तू क्या कर?
ये उद्यमी, ये बहुत बड़ा उद्यमी है, एक ये और एक मनीष। ग्रुप में 2 ही लोग एकदम बिल्कुल आंधी मचाए रहते हैं, 2 लड़के एकदम। ये दोनों लोग बोले ना तो इनका खाना नहीं हजम होता।
सही है। नहीं, ऐसे होना भी चाहिए। क्लास में तो एक 2 लोग तो ऐसे पंटर लोग होने भी चाहिए जो ऐसे मस्ती मजाक करते रहते हैं। अच्छी बात है। आई थिंक आई सपोर्ट दिस। मैं सपोर्ट करेगा तुम लोगों को, तुमको धूम मचा जितना करना है।
ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में भी ऐसे ही होता है, 2 लोग रहते हैं।
हमेशा
होना भी चाहिए, वरना वर्किंग प्लेस इतना बोरिंग लगेगा ना, मन करेगा कि भाई अब छोड़ दो, रहने जाओ यार।
तो बेसिकली ये मोहतरमा ये बोल रही है सेशन तो वैसे ही बोरिंग है। अच्छी बात है, आकाश और मनीष है, थोड़ा एंटरटेनमेंट तो हो रहा है। थैंक यू, अच्छा लगा मुझे कमेंट।
नहीं, वो क्या है ना, मयंक और आकाश, ये सब बच्चे इतने सीरियस है। ये भगवान एक बार बोलना चालू करते तो फिर घड़ी देखना पड़ता है, कितना टाइम हो रहा है यार, कब चुप होंगे? फिर बीच में उसमें आकाश इंटरप्ट करेगा।
It is correct.
अगर उसको इंटरप्ट करेगा तो मजा आएगा फिर।
अक्सर सर इन लोग ने हमको देखा नहीं, हम लोग मुंबई के, हमको क्या पता अभी 1 घंटा मिलता है अभी लेक्चर को, उधर सीरियस नहीं है तो कभी सीरियस रहने का।
अरे सही है सही है, ये बात भी सही है। देखो अच्छे से उसने बहुत अच्छा जस्टिफिकेशन दिया वैसे। हाँ
नहीं सर,
बहुत सही जस्टिफिकेशन दिया उसने।
I am also serious for study, right?
नहीं है सीरियस,
सही।
है सीरियस।
9 to 9 डिबेट चालू हो जाएगा अभी तो
अभी देखो मेरे पास सिर्फ 1 मिनट बाकी है, उससे पहले अगला ट्रेनर आएगा तो उसको यू गाइस हैव अनदर सेशन राइट, इसके बाद एक और सेशन है।
नो सर
Sir, I am going to 5 movies.
फाइनेंस का कैंसिल हो गया, सुलभ सर का कुछ जॉब था, कुछ काम है लगता है।
ठीक है अच्छी बात है, फिर तो जाओ ऐश करो, फ्राइडे इवनिंग है आज।
Yes sir, I am going to 5 movies, sir. पृथ्वीराज।
मेरे को पता है तेरा कुछ प्लान है आकाश, तू अभी बस वेट कर रहा है ये मनोज ट्रेनर कब निकलेगा तेरे शक्ल से और तू जाके तेरा फ्राइडे नाइट ऐश कर सके। एनीवेज दिस मनोज ट्रेनर विल लीव। क्या हो गया ब्रदर? तू कौन सी दुनिया में?
फर्स्ट डे फर्स्ट शो देखेंगे आकाश।
आश्रम फिनिश, आश्रम सीजन 3 फिनिश।
One thing I asked it, sir, 12 and 12.
एक सेकंड मनीष। गाइस 8 तो बज के, जिन जिनको रुकना है यहाँ पे वक्त पे लड़ाना है बैठ सकते हो, बाकी